So good evening, everybody. So welcome to the Cisco CyberOps training. So before now, we're just trying to do a recap of how the training is going to look like, what the content is like, and first thing first, what to do to get started. So like I dropped on the WhatsApp group, what's going to happen is that today is just a call to familiarize ourselves, to make sure that we all have all the things we need to have, and get us prepped for what we're expecting by tomorrow, Monday, the 21st day of February 2022, and how the class is going to go. Okay, now what you want to do first is to make sure that you have a Cisco NetAcad account. So I dropped that on the WhatsApp link. So if you click on login here, it opens. The thing about Cisco is that for some few years ago, Cisco have, okay, because I'm already logged in, so let me log out. So Cisco made it possible that, let me log out. Cisco made it possible that all of all the things you do with Cisco is now in one place. So if you have an enterprise account with Cisco, if you use a Cisco router, a Cisco switch, if you use a Cisco slab, if you use a Cisco software, if you use, let's say, packet tracer, if you are using Cisco, if you're on Cisco Academy, whatever you do with Cisco, they've now integrated everything into the Cisco ID system. So id.com, id.cisco.com, you get to a platform where you can create a Cisco account. So same account that you have with Cisco, you can use it in the NetAcad platform. So let me just tell you a little bit about the Cisco Networking Academy platform. So Cisco, quite a number of years ago, looked at, okay, for us to be able to help students certify, we need to create a platform and make it possible for them to be able to learn all the things they need to do to certify themselves. So you have a very robust platform that have everything that you need to pass an exam or you need to attain knowledge. And it's very, very systematic. If you have taken a lot of courses on the Cisco platform, you can attest to that. So you have quite a number of courses. So you have courses, so you have courses in cybersecurity, you have courses in networking. So you have CCNA 1, CCNA 2, CCNA 3. That is CCNA 1, which is Introduction to Networking. You have CCNA 2, which is routing, switching, and wireless essentials. Then you have CCNA 3, which is Enterprise Networking, Security, and Automation. Then you have CCNP 1, which is Core, and CCNP 2, which is Advanced Routing. Now, you have OS courses. Like in the last batch of CCBI, we took one OS course, which is IT, Information Technology Essentials. Then you also have programming. Then you have Internet of Things, you have infrastructure automation, you have cybersecurity. So we are training in one of the cybersecurity courses, right? You have quite a lot of them: cloud security, networking, cybersecurity essential, cybersecurity associate. I've taken this, I've taken this, I've taken this, I've taken this, I've taken this also. I think this is the only one I'm not taking. But because I do Amazon, so Amazon security, that's why I didn't bother myself about this. So just give me a second. Let me see if I can pause. Okay, so let me write on. So because I do Amazon, I'm more of Azure. So that's why I've not taken this. But I would love to also take it because the good thing about the Cisco NetAcad is that the course content is very systematic. The course content is very elaborate, is very in-depth, because you have experts around the world creating this content. So it's not my content. I'm only teaching you to be able to pass your exam and become certified, have that skill set. So this is the one we are going to pick it. And I love the Cisco CyberOps because it's what we call the entry level cybersecurity training certification for what I also call tier one level SOC analyst, Security Operations Center. So if you are to work in cybersecurity, if you are to work in any firm, if you are to consult, the very, very first things that you need to know in terms of cybersecurity, you have them all covered in the Cisco CyberOps Associate. So it's called Cisco Cybersecurity Operations Associate, right? So this is equivalent to CISA, is equivalent to CompTIA S+, is equivalent to CH, is equivalent to every other entry-level cybersecurity training and certification. So if you click on it, you have the course content, what the course is about. So the course have about, develop how to monitor, detect, and respond to cybersecurity threats. If you are hearing me and you are getting everything clear, just unmute yourself and do a response, please.
Yeah, we are here.
Okay, good. Anybody here also? Galaxy 7 Fold 5 Fold 3 5G around? Are BDME around? Okay, then most students want the record at the end of the day. It's going to be a very short session. So how do you monitor? How do you detect? How do you respond to cybersecurity threats? So most of the things that you need to understand when it comes to network security, and just a little bit about web, you have them all here. What are some of the skill sets? Deeper knowledge on how best to detect and respond to cybersecurity incidents. Practical skill sets in cybersecurity operations, critical thinking and problem solving. So you have some research in the lab. I think you have about it's up to 50 labs, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you are seeing my screen now. Confirm, please.
Yes, we are.
What are you seeing?
Your super hub slides, adverts.
Okay,
down.
fine. Okay, let me go back a bit. CyberOps slides. Okay, labs. Let me extract the labs so that you have a feel of what the labs are about. Extract all. Okay. So some of the things you have in the lab is you have about 47 labs here. So because we are running this course for about 8-9 days, so we'll not do all of the labs in class, right? So we'll pick some very important ones. You're going to do some yourself. And over the period of, let's say up to the end of March, after our training is over, we can still go over some, as some of us can try some. If you have issues, you can say, okay, I have issues here, I have issues here, I want to be able to, I need assistance on this or that. So you have about 47 labs here. I think we promised about 20-something labs if you check the flyer. So we'll pick some very important labs here. Now, the beauty about cybersecurity also is that, for instance, what you learned in the previous module, it comes handy here because some of the tools that you've used there, you also see them here. And as you move on in more of the modules of the CCBI course, you just need to be dedicated. You just need to put out your time. You need to learn these things. I won't say learn it once and for all because things are always changing, but at least have a good grasp of most of these tools, most of these scenarios. And I do tell my students that cybersecurity is not about use your ability to be able to use tools. I think I've explained that in one of the courses where I said that you have 33% of your knowledge base. So you need to develop your knowledge base, your understanding of how things work, definitions, concept, adaptations, why are things in a particular way, because the workings of something is going to tell what to make that particular stuff vulnerable and how you're going to try to penetrate it, and if you're going to offer countermeasure, what that's going to be, right? So you don't need to just say, oh, I need to master all of the tools, because for instance, if you want to start focusing on just the tools alone, The tools you need to learn, they are in their hundreds. I know in your previous class, you must have installed so many tools, so many scripts, you have done so many things. Will I be right by saying that?
Like I said, I'm just going to go through the videos, but I know we installed Pursuit, there were so many installations that we did.
Okay, so you have quite a lot of tools, right? So in as much as the tools are very critical, they are like your tools for trade. Are you there? So it's a must that you need to know your tools, but you have to understand that your knowledge of what the tool does, how it does it, why you should even use the tool, because you cannot be using the wrong tool for the right or the wrong situation, right? So you should understand your knowledge base very well. Then lastly is that you're able to understand countermeasures. Countermeasures is the heart of what a cybersecurity expert is to be doing daily, every day. So you might have a diploma in tech, you might have a BSc in tech, you might have a PhD in tech, you might have a master's in tech. You might be working anywhere. Your goal, what you're going to be doing every day is, can I detect threats? Can I be able to, in a defensive manner, in an offensive manner, not in a defensive manner, can I be able to articulate what loopholes I might have and see how to use processes, principles, people, right? And platforms, softwares to be able to mitigate most of these things, because you don't want them to happen before you start using your tools and start doing A, B, C, and D. So don't get overwhelmed by the tool. Learn them, take your time, but make sure that you understand what is happening at every point in time. Like I said, you have 47 labs here, so I will just scan through them. And the first lab is about the top hacker, shows how it is done. So this is more of a research. Then the second lab is installing the virtual machine. So most of us have, you might have a Oracle VirtualBox or you have VMware. For this particular Cisco labs, we're going to be using the Oracle VirtualBox, right? You should have that installed. Then there is, I think, 2 machines that we're going to be using. It's here. Softwares. I think this particular machine, the CyberOps workstation, is 3 gig, right? In the course of a training, let's say by tomorrow or next, I'll provide a direct link, or when you have access to your Cisco platform by tomorrow evening, you'll get the direct link. So once you just click on it, the 3 gig starts downloading. We use later on in the course when we start doing bits of malware analysis, and we'll start doing some basic Wireshark analysis on the network, right? So that's where you need this particular CyberOps workstation. So, but you install this on the what was it called, on the Oracle VirtualBox. Now, so that's all the stuff you have there. So if I open this, for instance, so the thing about the labs is that they are all well sorted out, right? And the answers are there, so you could do them on your own. You could try them. I could add some flesh to the labs that you already have, so that it's easy for everybody. Okay, let this load. So this is just a description of how most of the labs flow. So this is my instructor version. You have your own version in your Cisco Learning Management System. But I like to give students my own version because it has the answer, it's summarized, so that we just go straight to the point, right? So you see, every lab have an objective. So the objective of this particular lab is to prepare your personal computer for virtualization. You must have learned what virtualization is about in your previous module. Then you import the machines into your VirtualBox inventory. So whatever machines that you have, you want to now add them. I know you must have done something on Raspberry Pi. You must have done something on maybe Android or something or whatever. So now we want to add the machine I just mentioned previously. And you want your system to be at least minimum 8 gig. Possibly you want to make sure your system is up to 16 gig RAM. That's when you're going to enjoy most of these labs. Else, your system will be dragging a whole deal, right? Except you just want to understand most of these things and do your labs later. But if you want to follow up in the course, minimum you should have, your host computer should be 8 gig. Even the 8 gig I'm using on this particular box, I don't so much enjoy it, but on the other box that is 16 gig, you're going to get most of these things. They flow very, very fast for you. So you see, how to install the VirtualBox. So you see the link well spelled out. The virtual machine, you can click on this link, it takes you there. If I right click, if I copy, let me see if I can copy the hyperlink. I take it to this place. If I put it here, sorry, copy hyperlink here. Wow, what's happening? Did I remove it? Or it wants me to? Okay. Insert. Okay. I've clicked on it, so I pray it opens up. So you could follow the lab step by step and get all the things you need. So you see you have two items that you need to download. So you have the CyberOps Workstation.ova, that's the Oracle virtual machine. Then you have your Security Onion. So Security Onion is a very, very it's an open source tool for network monitoring, for network analysis, and quite a lot of things. The documentation is also available online. So, but the thing about the machine that has already been provided for you by Cisco is that it's been done for the labs, right? So you don't need to go download the Security Onion software from the Security Onion suite. So you could use the exact one that's been provided for you for the labs, because it's meant for the labs so that you understand the flow of everything. Okay, so you see it's taking me to wants me to install that particular it wants me to log in, so I cannot have a direct link. If I go to my account, once I'm logged in here, I'll see all of the tools I need. So by tomorrow, once you get access, once you get your token, you log into your platform, you can navigate to your materials and you download all of the things that you need. That's the packet tracer, the Oracle VirtualBox, the Security Onion, and what again was the last thing? The CyberOps Workstation. So those are the items you want to download. That's step 2. Then step 3, say step part 2, import the virtual machine into VirtualBox. I'm taking my time to just go through this so that you see that the labs material that you're going to be getting by tomorrow, I'm going to send all of these things either to your email or drop it on WhatsApp group. So everybody can just download the zipped files, about 30 something MB. Once you download it, you have the entire labs that we're going to do for all throughout the course, right? You have everything so that you can do this yourself. Everybody is going to have almost same situation. And that's the beauty about these labs. It's not a kind of lab that you might have differences in what everybody's getting. So everybody is going to get typically same thing. So you see the step, open VirtualBox, your Oracle VirtualBox, you click on file, import appliance, just that way. So you go to where you downloaded the OVA file, you attach it, you go through that way. So this is what you get. In case you get something like this is how to fix it. This is the username and password for that particular machine. I'm going to do some of these labs. I'm going to do some of them live, and I'm going to also record some of them, right? Because there are quite a bunch of them. Then by now, I know most of us have our systems virtualization activated. If a system cannot do virtualization, or if it's not enabled, you need to go to your BIOS and activate that. Okay, so that's that. So you see, everything is step by step. That's for lab 1. So you have same thing for lab 1.16, 1.1. So cybersecurity case studies. The case studies answer learning the details of an attack, right? if you need to conduct an attack, or if somebody's going to attack you, what's like the step-by-step process? So that's what to call the mindset of a hacker, right? So building all of those scenarios, you want to actually understand them, right? So that's the purpose of this lab. So this lab is more or less a research, right? You need to conduct the research, and I will expect us that by the time I'm asking for you to turn in your assignments, you drop them on the WhatsApp group or the email that's going to be provided for you. For instance, you have a case study here, right? I am now asked, why does the vulnerability exist? So students are going to have varying replies. What can be done to limit the vulnerability? So I expect you that once you're done with, especially the research labs, that you turn them over. Then you have virtualizing the black hat, becoming a defender. So these are about certifications that you can do. Then for module, so you see in module 2, you just have only one lab, which is more or less a research. Whereas in module 3, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 labs. So I think module 3 has to do with Windows, and another module has to do with Linux. You want to understand the Windows operating system. Then I think in module 4, you want to understand the Linux operating system. Then in module 5, you have connectivity, traceroute, right? I think they're just 2 labs there. Then in module 5, you also have a lab on Wireshark. That way, in module 9, you have a lab on Nmap, you have Wireshark, you have anatomy of a malware. That's where you now use, I think, one of those machines. Then you have a social engineering lab. You have exploring DNS traffic. You have attacking the MySQL database. You have a lab on that. Encryption, decryption, snot, firewall rules. I think that's where you have security onion, right? Like I told you about the security onion, is a very nice stuff. It's open source. I think they have a premium version of what they do also. It's very nice if you want to learn threat hunting, you want to learn network security, monitoring, and the rest. Then you have up until the very last module where you have incident handling, right? Okay, that's about the lab. So you're going to get these labs in a zipped file by tomorrow. I'm going to drop that, right? It's about 18 MB. I'll drop it on the group. I'll send it individually to our emails. Then the slides. Now, once you have access to the Cisco Learning Management System, you're able to launch a course, right? Let me try to log in. So everybody tomorrow, once you have your token, you're going to be sent your token by the faculty head, Mr. Lekhan. So once he gets that, he's going to send it to your WhatsApp, right? Your inbox should send to your WhatsApp. Then all you need to do is make sure you have a registered net account already. You just need to come here and say redeem seat token, right? You click on redeem seat token. So it's good. I like my students all to have the account already. So what you say is that I currently have a networking academy login. So if you didn't have an account, you'll be saying I'm new to network academy, but I prefer this, right? Because once you do this, you say I currently have a networking academy login. All you just need to do is to put in the email that you gave to Ross. Make sure it is same thing. I also prefer that you have a Gmail account, right? I prefer you have a Gmail account. If you have any other one, no count, but I will always prefer so that we don't have issues, because at times we have students, issues with students that have emails, either maybe they don't get the email or this kind of stuff. So, but if you already have an account and is something else, you can still provide it. So the email that you gave to us, because by the end of today, I'll be needing everybody to drop in the group your full name as you want it in the certificate, in the credit badge, and your email that you've already used in registering on NetAcad. So at the end of this short session, register an account on NetAcad and make sure that you drop your full name and your email, right? We'll pick that. We'll confirm if you've your payment status is okay. We will get the token from Cisco. We'll drop it in your WhatsApp inbox. So all you need to do is to come here, click on I'm currently have a login. You put in your full name as you gave us. You could ignore this one and just put that token that you have been given, right? You just put the token here. Once you put a token here and you submit, automatically it will tell you that yes, you redeemed your C token, and you will get an email that you have been signed up for Cisco CyberOps training. Then once you now log into your account, right? How do you log into your account? You just come to NetAcad. Once you come to NetAcad, you click on login, right? You click on login, it will bring you to this place. It seems I'm already logged in. Let me see. Okay, so you clicked on login, you click on login, you come here, enter your email, hit enter to take you to next. Then you enter your password. So you log in. Once you log in, you will see that you will now have Cisco CyberOps as one of your trainings within your platform. You also get an email. Once you complete that process, you'll get an email also. So you see, I have some of the courses I'm doing. And the thing you need to understand is that the platform, you have access for 90 days. So all you just need to come, once you see it, you click on launch course, right? You have it for 13 weeks, but note that in 10 days, we're going to be writing our exams, right? In 10 days, we're going to be writing our exams. So this is, for instance, this is a CMP Encore version 8. This is the latest. I'm trying to recertify for this particular one with this latest material. So you will see that you have chapter 1, the quiz, chapter 2, the quiz, chapter 3. CCMP is kind of advanced, so it doesn't have the course content inside of it, kind of. But for CyberOps, you have the content. So you're going to see your class content, your quiz, and your exams. For instance, for Cisco CyberOps, you have 10 exams in all. Sorry. You have 10 exams in all. So you have 9 module exams and 1 final exams. I repeat that. For the Cisco CyberOps, you have 9 module exams and 1 final exams. So the modules are grouped. So you have 1 and 2. I think they are together, more or less an introduction. Then operating system, Windows, Linux, I think they are together. Then networking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think they are all together. So they group them into 9 areas, right? So those 9 areas, once you're done with the courses, the class content, so you take the module exam. So you have 9 of it. Once you are now done with all of the 9 exams, you now take 1 final exam. So that 1 final exam have questions from all of the modules. Yes. So once you sign up,
please, can you come again? Can you explain again? Sorry, okay. Please.
I will do that. Now, I said the Cisco CyberOps NetAcad platform, once you are signed in, this is CCMP, and like I said, you have access to the platform for 90 days, right? So even after we are done with the course by, let's say, by 28th of February, like we'll run this course from now up to, I think, 27, 28. Even after we are done with the course, you will still have access to the platform, I think, for 13 weeks. 13 weeks is about 3 months. So you could still go back, do some readings and whatever. But once we are doing a group training, that's why I'm giving you the instructor slide. So you're going to get all of this so that you can focus with this content and study for your exams. I'm also going to be giving you the video recording, the class video recording, my own recording for this entire content. So I'm going to do them in batches. Some of the ones I've done, I'm going to share them. So from tomorrow, I'm going to divide this entire 28 modules into about 8 classes, kind of. So I'm going to group them, module 1 and 2, let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So you have the training for the 9 modules in grouped, right? Now, at the end of the training, sometime around 27, 28, we should have been done with all of our content and most of our labs, right? So it will not be time for us to write our exams. And I'm saying that we have 10 exams in all, 9 module exams and 1 final exam. This 28 module content will be divided into 9 similar areas. Module 1 and 2 is 1 module, right? Is 1 exam. Module 3 and 4 is 1 exam, which is operating system, Windows and Linux, right? Then 5, 6, 7, 8, I think 9 or so, they are together. You're going to see them once you sign up. You're going to see how they are grouped. So the thing is that once you finish studying this, you take the exam. Once you finish studying, you take the exam. But I like my students to finish the entire course content. Then I will provide you with labs, right? To help you study. Sorry, exam dumps. I'll provide you with exam dumps. So you see the way it is? So it's 10 exams. You see it's 10 items. So the first, let me see if I can sort this. It's not sorting. So if you see it, so module 1 and 2, threat actors defender, that's 1 exam. 3 to 4, operating system, that's the 2nd exam. 5 to 10, network fundamentals, that's the 3rd exam. 11 to 12, network infrastructure security, that's the 4th exam, like that. Where's 13? 13 to 17, threats and actors, that's like that. So you have 9, then this is the final exam. So after the entire course, I'm going to share these 10 PDFs to you, which is like your exam dumps. So once you go through it and study it, then on the 27, 29, and maybe we can see how to patch up the next course, so you can have 1 day break. You now have 2-3 days to be writing these 10 exams. So your goal is to make sure that for all of the exams, you score above 75%. Yes, most of this, the students, our previous students, they do that. So don't think, oh, it's one difficult stuff. So this is just some students, previous students, about 20 something items, their letters and their certificates generated from the Cisco platform issued to them. So don't think, oh, it's a lot of work, it's difficult. No. I'm going to share you how when I'm done with this session, I'm going to drop how your approach should be. So you have the slides, then you have the slides video training, then you have the labs, then you have your LMS, right? At the end of the day, you now have your exam dumps, right? So just make sure that every day of the class, you bring out 1 hour, 30 minutes or 2 hours, you go through your slides, you go through if you didn't attend the class, go to the video recording of the slides. And once you're done with those contents, you take your notes, right? Like that for the remaining 8-9 days. So once you are done with that, by next weekend or this weekend, you can now sit down, take 1 or 2 days, go through the exam dumps, and ready to take the exams. So did I answer that? Okay, so I'll write on. So that's about registering on the platform, activating your token, taking the class, And of course, I've shared it to the tomorrow you get the slides, you get the labs, and we'll now start taking the class one after the other. So I expect you to take your notes. If you miss any of the classes, you have the recordings, go through them, so that by weekend, we should be having our DOMs. Once we go through our DOMs, we're not set to write our exams. Once you write exams, and you make sure that for each of the exams, you score above or 75% and above. Once you have that, you're able to get your credit badge. I talked about the credit badge. So credit is a way for people to show they've gone through a well-structured training. So like I said, this training is not a training that we just arranged. So this is Cisco training. So I think this is my badge here. So if you should also register an account on Credly. Yes, and the account on Credly should be same. The account on Credly should be same. Let me drop it here. Or drop it on WhatsApp later on. The account on Credly should be same email as you have in your Cisco Networking Academy, right? If you're creating an account on Credly, make sure that you use the same email. What happens is that on Sunday, Monday or so, I think on 28th, first, depending on when we take the final exam, once you take it and you passed everything, you allow us 2-3 days, most of the times within 24-48 hours, we will end the class, send the class batch to Cisco. Cisco now replies, completes the course, and sends us the certificate. You can get it, not certificate kind of course completion. You can get it on your platform. Then automatically you also get, you can download your letters. So this is what the letters look like. If you go to certificates and letters, so this is what the letters look like. So these are some of the courses I've taken over the years. I keep taking some of these courses so that, because the course content changes with time. Like we used to be version 7 when it comes to Cisco certifications. Now it's 7. It used to be 6. Now it's 7 for CCNP, for instance. It used to be 7. It's now 8. So if you want to update yourself so that you are relevant, that's one of the reasons why you should take most of these courses, and also to prove that you have that competence. And that's one thing Credly does for you. So with Credly, you could share this on, if I click on verify, you could share this on LinkedIn, on any platform, on Facebook or whatever. You have a button, you can share it. So this is verifiable.